Hello students, welcome to e-learning. We are continuing with the chapter same 5 poverty, and this is the 10th lecture. We already started with causes of poverty. Now we are going with the economic factor in the causes of poverty, and we are continuing the same part because there are 5 points. We have already completed 3 points in the earlier lecture. Today we are going to see 2 more points and again a quick revision for all the 5 points. Then after we'll move to the next lecture, that is in the social reasons in the next lecture. So let's start with the first, that is economic factors. Now we have seen economic factors, that is first, that is low agriculture productivity per labor. Then after unequal distribution of land and poverty, we have seen minimum development of small and cottage industry. These 3 points have already completed in the previous lecture. Now today we are going with this rapid increase in price and high rate of unemployment. So what are the 2 points which are being left? This how there is an increase in price, what are the causes behind rapid increase in the price, and due to that how the employment rate has decreased or there is a high rate of unemployment we are going to learn today. So let's go with that particular topic. So if we talk about rapid increase in price, what is happening up here? That is price is rising seriously and it is affecting the body, yes. But what are the causes behind? That is first is war. Because of war you find that there is a problem of, we can say, uh, price rise, because necessary goods are being required at that time, and when necessary goods are required, what will happen? You find that demand for that basic necessary good, consumption goods, food grains, everything will rise, and that time you find that businessmen will try to store and sell at a higher price. Then after you find that drought, suppose there is a famine or drought, मतलब दुकाळ पड़ी गई, वरसाद नहीं पड़तो, what will happen? You find that time, that particular situation, the farmer will be in losses. Again there comes under the rulers causes of rural poverty we have learned, they comes under rural area, and again they will be living in the low per capita income, so it becomes again a problem and they comes under poverty. Then low national production, yes, when automatically when war and droughts are there, that time the production will stop, the production will not be happening because there is a war, or suppose drought is there, the crops are not grown because of lack of rain or monsoons. So that is particular thing which is happening up. And if suppose production is less, low national income production means per person production will be also less, as well as consumption factor becomes a major problem कि भाई किसको satisfy करे किसको satisfy ना करे, and those people who are rich can able to purchase that products with a high price, whereas the poor class of people will have to suffer because their income are low. Then after rapid increase in demand, yes, because ये सब की वजह से एक तो प्रोडक्शन कम है, वॉर हो गया, ड्रॉट हो गया, तो कोई भी सिचुएशन है तो वहाँ पे अल्टीमेटली डिमांड बढ़ जाएगा. एंड व्हेन देयर इज एन इंक्रीज इन डिमांड, व्हाट विल हैपन? the poor class of people cannot able to purchase that particular product. Then after increase in production cost, yes, जब डिमांड बढ़ जाता है तो प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट बढ़ जाता है, लेबर को अच्छे पैसे देने पड़ते हैं. यू फाइंड दैट रॉ मटेरियल्स बिकम्स वी कैन से एज इट इज drought or something like war like thing, you find that time raw material prices also increase, so there will be an increase in production cost. if अगर उस टाइम पे प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं तो, नहीं तो ड्रॉट के टाइम पे प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं तो, देन आफ्टर गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज के प्राइस बढ़ जाएंगे, ये ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के प्राइस बढ़ जाएंगे, जो प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं वो गुड्स का प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा. देन again you find that the edible oils which are been there, which has been used for eatables, everything, so edible oils prices also rise, vegetable oils we can say. So this all factors affect us, and there you find that the high class of people enjoys this particular or able to purchase and satisfy their needs, whereas poor class of people are not able to purchase. And because of this, those who are involved in this, if they are not having the job, or there have been like low production has been there is a drought, farmer suffers, war, there is every person in the country suffers if there is a war, so ultimately it affects the poor class of people. Then after you find that this reduces purchasing power, yes, when there is low income, you find that low per capita income is been earned by a person, you find that their per consumption expenditure also becomes less. So that's why there is a reduction in purchasing power. So how much amount they are having in their hand, earlier they will be able to purchase more of goods, but at present when the price has increased, when the cost of production has increased, when the demand is increasing the price, so that particular becomes again a problem. Then if you find that it again reduces the standard of living, yes, because when you are not able to consume the minimum level of consumption, that time you comes under poverty, and you find that your standard of living becomes lesser and lesser, or it becomes reduces. So it ultimately, when your standard of living becomes below poverty line, you are coming under poverty, and that's increase the complete or absolute poverty. Second hand, you find that on the other hand, you find that increasing price, who will benefit? Only the businessman, because he is though the cost of production has increased, but he will charge his profit on it, and there are rich class of people or middle class of people who are able to purchase that particular product. Then comes, you find that that is nothing but, we can say here, that is there is an unequal distribution. Yes, we find that businessmen, traders, they try to purchase that particular product at a means they try to sell that product at a higher price. Traders are there who try to take the every crops from the farmer with a lower price and give sell in the market to the business with a higher price, and the interest or that particular gap which has been purchased and sell, it has been taken as a profit by the traders. So they are the persons who try to make the price, or there is a rise of price of product because of them. So that particular intermediator has attained a good profit than the businessman or than the farmer. This again becomes again a problem. So this all the things which was been happening in rapid increase in price. So it is a causes of war, drought, low national production. Then after, you find that there is an increase in demand, there is an increase in production cost of production, there is an increase in price of goods and services, as well as edible oil, or we can say vegetable oil also rises. The price of that particular product also rises. Then you find that it again reduces the poor, we can say, standard of living, and the purchasing power become less, and though you find that the poverty increases. On the other hand, the big farm, we can say businessmen as well as the traders or the big farmers try to have good amount of profit rather than the other. So that's, you find that there is an unequal distribution of, we can say, money or income in the economy, where rich becomes rich and poor are going poor and poor because of this particular natural or man-made calamities. I hope you have been getting this particular thing. Then comes our second point, that is, fifth point, that is high rate of unemployment. Now, unemployment means, you find that we have already learned earlier also, and we are having a next chapter that is unemployment only. But what do you mean by unemployment? Unemployment is nothing but, we can say here, that is, there is a rise, the people are able to, or they are willing to do work, able to do work, but they are not getting the job. So that particular type of situation becomes unemployment, we can say. So here in India, major part of rural areas, yes, why we are talking about mostly rural areas, because in urban area people are some or the other way they are getting engaged in the work, whereas in rural area they are living in a joint family, they are having big farms, and most of the families or the villages are farmers. So they involve every member of the person are involved in farming. So they are dependent on what? They are dependent on agriculture sector. Then you find that the agriculture sector depends on monsoon. Yes, again we find the second problem, that is, you find that unconditional monsoon is there. There might be more rain, there might be less rain, there might be drought. So again the crop fertility and harvesting depends upon the, we can say, this particular, that is rain. So you find that on every year it is dependent on the, we can say, rain. So it again becomes a seasonal unemployment, because whenever there is a harvesting time, more people are being taken up by the farmers for harvesting purpose, and then after again the laborers become unemployed. So it becomes again a big problem, that you find that unemployment increases, that is, there is seasonal unemployment. Then comes, you find that most of them are having good population, there is an increase in population, and they are living in joint family system. So what is happening up? All of them are involved in agriculture activity. That time you find that disguised unemployment. What is disguised unemployment? Where one person or two person are only required, or we can say those two or two person or one person can handle the whole agriculture sector. Still you find that other members of the family also are doing that particular thing, same thing, and there is no increase in production. That particular time you find that those person who are added after that, and because of them there is no increase in production, become disguised unemployment. Means ultimately जो लोग extra add है, मतलब जो, suppose there is 10 members in a family, 5 of them are engaged in production sector, that is agriculture sector, एंड अगर 5 की जगह पे 2 जन भी हो तो काम हो सकता है एग्रीकल्चर का, एंड 3 पीपल्स आर देयर, दो 3 पीपल्स आर एडेड बट देर इज़ नो इंक्रीज इन एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर. सो व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग, अब तो वो 3 जन को बोलेंगे डिस्गाइज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. अगर वो दूसरी जगह जाके अलग से काम करें इंडस्ट्रियल और सर्विस सेक्टर में तो अच्छे से कमा सकते हैं, बट एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर पे बर्डन ना दे. सो देर आर मैनी फैमिलीज इन विलेजेस, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, दे आर टोटली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर एंड दे आर लिविंग इन जॉइंट फैक्ट्रीज, जैसे मैंने जॉइंट फैमिलीज जैसे मैंने अभी बोला. तो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, अब when all the members are dependent on one agriculture sector, अगर drought आ गया, क्या flood आ गया, what will happen, the harvest is got into losses. That time the whole family suffers and the burden is on the whole family because of agriculture sector. So ultimately जो extra लोग हैं वो बाहर जाके दूसरी प्रोडक्शन करें and it will help them. So this is what is happening. तो इसकी वजह से disguised unemployment आ सकता है. Then in rural area lack of development, कौन सी allied activities or allied industries are there which is having, they are not having literacy, means there is a high literacy is been there is low labors are there, or we can say no movable labors which are there, high rate of unemployment and poverty again increases there. मतलब जो लोग फिशिंग कर रहे हैं, एनिमल हस्बेंड्री कर रहे हैं, वी कैन से नर्सिंग प्लांटिंग सब कुछ कर रहे हैं जो प्राइमरी में आता है अपार्ट फ्रॉम वी कैन से एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, all those things where you find that they are involved with animals and fishes and everything, you find that उन लोग के पास वो लोग इतना नॉलेज नहीं होता एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वो लोग एक जगह पे ही अपना मार्केट कवर करते हैं, इट डज नॉट एक्सपांड देयर मार्केट. अल्टीमेटली व्हाट हैपन, यू फाइंड दैट अगेन देयर इज एन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट विच इज़ बिन देयर इन द इकोनॉमी. सो दिस आर द पॉइंट्स विच यू फाइंड विच इज़ बिन देयर. नाउ हियर we have completed all the 5 points. Now I'm just going to a quick revision for all the 5 points here, that is here. So in economic factor, first is low agriculture production per labor. Yes, low agriculture production has been there. Why? Because same thing, that is agriculture sector is dependent on monsoon. Sometimes there is famines or drought, sometimes there is more rain, sometimes there is less rain. So this particular factor, or sometimes when the time is there for harvest, or we can say when the time is there for rain, for farm to grow or the crops to grow, that time the rain will not happen, and after the season the rain will happen. So these are the factors affecting for the farmers, and because of that the production of the agriculture sector become less, and that's why you find that raw agriculture production becomes a problem for them, and because of that they comes under poverty if there is any of this particular factor affecting the agriculture sector. Second, unequal distribution of land and property, because from the Britishers time zamindari system was been there, you find that many of the farmer had lost their land to, and it has been captured by the zamindars. So zamindars became the owners for the land and they are attaining high rate of interest, whereas this particular problem suffered by the farmers. अभी फार्मर्स को क्या करना पड़ता था कि दे हैव टू टेक द पर्टिकुलर लैंड ऑन रेंट, दे हैव टू पे रेंट, हाई रेंट आर बीइंग चार्ज बाय द जमींदार्स. अगेन you find that जो प्रोडक्शन होगा उसमें से भी वापस कोई परसेंटेज मांगेंगे, बिकॉज मैनी टाइम्स यू फाइंड दैट फार्मर्स आर नॉट हैविंग मनी, सो मनी लेंडर्स गिव देम मनी एंड दे चार्ज हाई रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो अगेन द पुअर फार्मर्स आर बीन एक्सप्लॉइटेड, एंड यू फाइंड दैट the land and the properties are being distributed like that, where after British rule, that those who are farmers are not having the land, and those who are non-farmers they are having much of land, that is zamindars and money lenders who have acquired in the Britishers time. So that particular became an unequal distribution of the land and property. Then the third one, that is minimum development of small and cottage areas. Again I'm talking about the historical reason in that what happened, that is the industrial policy, where they started bringing Britishers goods here in India, and you find that they started selling, and they made compulsory to sell their own British products, whereas our small and cottage industries were not been able to compete in the market with them because of this compulsory. And after that also you find that the second 5-year plan says that we have focused more on heavy and basic industries, not on small and cottage industries. So again this becomes a major problem. Why? Again because small and cottage industries require human people or human one to go with the production, whereas in the heavy business or heavy industries you find that machines are being required, but here you find that we require labors. So because of low development or minimum development, the labors are still lacking, and you find that more unemployment has been created. Then after the fourth and fifth point which we have learned today, that is rapid increase in price, that is drought, war, You find that because of low production, low national production, there is an increase in production cost, there is an increase in goods price of goods and services, there is an increase in edible oil. All these factors made the price of the goods to be increased, and there is benefit to the businessmen and the, we can say, big farmers and traders, whereas the poor class of people are not able to survive under them and they comes under poverty. Same way you find that again high rate of unemployment. When a family has been there, and in rural areas mostly the joint families are in agriculture sector, that time what is happening up, you find them that all the persons are involved in same agriculture activity, but though they are engaged there is no increase in production sector. So they, that time those persons who are added after, you find that they are called as disguised unemployment. Then after, before earlier it is seasonal unemployment. What is seasonal unemployment? You find that only during the harvesting time the more labors are required, and after that the labors are not required because the crops need to be grow alone and the farmer can handle that particular thing. So you find that that particular major factor is that only harvesting time there is a job is given, after that there is no job for the laborers. So that again becomes a seasonal unemployment. And lastly you find that because those are engaged in allied activities, that is fishing, farming, fishing, nursing, and you find that that is animal husbandry, that time what is happening up, they are not much educated so that they can expand their business. And you find that because of that particular thing, there is again, they are not sending, they are not going with a high scale of business they can do where they can give more opportunities, but it is not happening because of literacy rate. So that is what is happening up. So there are this type of few points which are there in high rate of unemployment, and because of that there is an increase in poverty. So all we have all studied about economical factor today. Next class in the lecture 11 we are going to start with social reasons. Okay, thank you. If you find any doubt, any problem, any query, you can just call or message me.